All right, everyone, our press conference here, our first press conference after Minnesota State's 4-3 victory over Harvard in the semifinal round of the 2022 Albany Regional of the NCAA Championship. We'll start with our opening comments here. We have here from Minnesota State, we have head coach Mike Hastings, we have defenseman Akito Hirose, forward Andre Pavel, and goalkeeper Dryden McKay. Mike, we will start with you with your opening comments, your thoughts on the game, how you thought the team played today.
Well, first of all, if there's a guarantee you can get at this tournament is that it's never easy. And tonight wasn't easy. I thought we had a real good start. And then we got a little loose, but I want to give Harvard credit on making it happen, creating turnovers, and then finding a way to make a play to get it back to a 3-2 game. And then I thought we did a good job of resetting, coming out in the third period. Andres Pavel makes a real nice hard play and ends up getting in and makes no mistake about it and gives us a 2-goal lead, and we needed the lead. We needed two. And again, it was a little bit of bend, not break. But at this time, it's nice to be moving on. But as we knew it would be, it'd be an incredible battle against Harvard, and it was.
Ken, we'll go first.
Ken Schott from the Daily Gazette. Mike and Dylan, the fact that they stopped that penalty shot midway through the second period, do you think that gave them momentum? And what happened on the first goal that Harvard scored? Did that go off your pad or your blocker?
Oh, I hit off my skate.
You look like you were trying to jump away from it, though.
Yeah, I was hoping it would go underneath me, but he got it up enough and hit my skate.
Yeah, and I thought that was, like I just said to Dave Starman and Ben Holden on the broadcast, that I thought that was a turning point in the game. You know, momentum's one that moves both ways during a game, and it went from us to them, and they capitalized on it. They ended up getting it to 3-2 going into the third.
Dryden, just for you, I know they scored those two pretty quick goals there in the second period. Now the period's coming to an end, but it's kind of a situation where it can snowball a little bit. How'd you kind of stay calm and kind of keep composed there?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I could have done to change it. Probably would have played them a little bit differently if I could, but at that point in time, we're up by one. All that really matters is the next save and making sure they don't tie it up at that point in time and getting us to the third period, at least up by one.
Pete Doherty, Albany Times Union. Mike, do you feel like the missed penalty shot maybe changed the momentum a little bit and kind of got them back into the game?
Yeah, I did. I thought that took momentum and went up from our side to their side. And again, I thought they did a really good job of, once they got momentum, they kept it. And the last 5 minutes was a tough bout for us, but you knew they were going to make a push. And we've talked about adversity at this tournament, going into it, during it, and how you handle it, what's really important. And I thought we handled it well in the third period.
Yep, Jason Scales with Inside Hockey. Keto, if you could just talk about your goal. There was a big scramble in front, as the puck came out to you. What's that whole situation look like?
I'm just trying to get the puck there on my forehand, trying to find a lane to get it towards the net, and I actually think Connor Gregor got a stick on it and deflected it in there, so at that point I'm just trying to get the puck to the net.
Kevin Dudley with the Mankato Free Press. This can be from Mike and Andre. Mike, talk about first the impact that Andre made and that fourth line as a whole. It seemed like they really kind of got you through today.
Well, not just today, really over the last month. One thing that I'd like to talk about Andre is he's a substance human being, whether it's on the rink, in the classroom, in our community, but he's really stepped his game up here over the last month, and that whole line, depending on who we've put on the wings, have been contributors to us putting a string together here, and it's because they're hard. They're honest. When we got our first goal tonight, they went down in the offensive zone and did some very hard things and found a way to get it back up to Keto. Keto makes a real nice play going from backhand to forehand, but there's traffic at the net, and it's because Andre had gone in and done the dirty work in the corner and found a way to get it up and got them moving around a little bit. He's substance. He's hard. He's great on face-offs. He's a we guy, not a me guy all day long. Those are guys that make a difference for you at this time.
I believe that I own a lot to my wingers, Josh Grohl and Connor Gregor. They have been outstanding for the past month and actually the whole year. We always pick each other up no matter what happens. One of us have a good game one day, or when I'm struggling on the face-offs, they are always there to help me win those pucks. They are more like 50-50, not clean wins. And I believe they were unbelievable tonight. And at the end, I ended up getting that goal, but it was all because we got a good play from our defenseman. Josh Kroll tipped it unbelievable by their defenseman again, and then we are just going down the hill. I believe that I own a lot to them for the success that our fourth line is having.
Mike, you guys go up, back in the back.
Thank you.
You guys go up 3-0. They score 2. Are there any thoughts back to Providence in 2019? And,
Not until now, but yes, keep going.
What did you guys do different, other than not take the major? What did you guys do differently this time around that you were able to stem the tide and close it out?
Well, we leaned on some guys that have either saw that or been a part of it over time and the history of what we've had before. And you know what? I think those things that hurt a lot, you can learn quite a bit from. They seem to stick with you for a while. And knock on wood, it wasn't a 5. Because they get the first one, they score, and we're able to reset a little bit, and again, bend but not break. And I think history, you try to learn from it. And we've got a group of guys that we've been leaning on from day one that are pretty battle tested. They've gone through some peaks, they've gone through some valleys. And so I just thought, again, I thought the goal to get it to 4-2, momentum goes back to us a little bit. And so I thought it'd calm the storm.
Mike and Akito and Dylan, take me through the final 20 seconds of that game. Harvard has the extra attacker, and they're trying to look for a lane to shoot, and they can't find it. So to talk about how well that defense played to keep Harvard from getting a shot.
I wasn't out there personally, but I had a first row seat from the bench, and I just thought our whole defensive structure was just on point there. We were getting in lanes. Our sticks were fantastic, and shout out to Wyatt Ahmad. I mean, that guy had 2 or 3 blocks there at the end that helped us secure the game.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was, again, bend, not break. I mean, Harvard was doing a really good job of possession, and they were looking to find a seam. And our guys did a good job of defending inside out and keeping them to the outside.
Coach, they get those 2 quick goals there in the second period, and that's a push I'm sure you saw coming. When you look at the timing of that, is that something you'd rather have at the end of the period so you can weather the storm, get back into the locker room and kind of hit reset?
Well, we could be sitting up here talking about a completely different thing on why I didn't call my timeout if they got a third one, right? But it was, I thought, hey, there's a lot of game left. We've got to own this. Yeah, you knew they were going to make a push. I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you I was glad that period ended and that we were able to get to the locker room and collectively get back together and just set ourselves. And the guys did a really good job of that.
Ken?
Mike, and maybe one of the players to take this question, this is the first year we have the off day between the semifinals and finals. I mean, how good do you like this format and to be able to get a day of rest in preparing for the regional final on Saturday?
I believe it's in our benefit. I believe that, we have 2 really tough teams in the other end of the bracket, and we can prepare for them with that one day off. And mainly it's these playoffs games are, unbelievably exhausting. So it's good that we get the time to regroup and do our rehab and make sure that we are all 100% for whoever we are playing the next game.
And from my end, I think you've seen some crazy things happen the last 2 years. What happened with Duluth and North Dakota, I've got a lot of belief that they're doing the right thing. They're looking out for the student athletes. Playing 5 overtimes and then turning around and having to go out and play for your season, I think is a little crazy. And so I appreciate, 1, the people that brought it up, and 2, the NCAA putting their arms around it and saying, will it cost a little bit more money? Yes. But are we going to do what's best for the student athletes? Yes. So I think it's a step in the right direction.